Hi there, this lesson is all about reviewing the details associated with your cloud flows. I'm going to demonstrate how to get to the flow details, as well as explain what those details tell us about our flows. So let's move over to make.powerautomate.com and navigate to some flow details. I'm in make.powerautomate.com and I'm in my Power Up environment. I can navigate to my flows in one of two ways. I can go to my flows and I can see any of the flows that I've written. Or I can go to my solutions and I'll see the solutions that I've been working with. Select on solutions. And I'm going to go onto the school library solution. I can see all of the objects in my solution and I can select on cloud flows. I can see some high level details associated with the flow, who the owner is and whether or not it is on or off. And if I select on the flow, I'll get to see the details. At this point, we can see the Power Automate Cloud Flow interface and a series of details associated with the flow. You may be wondering if you can get to the same place from within the context of Power Apps, and you can. Let's try that out. I'm now in make.powerapps.com. I can go to my solutions. I can select on the school library solution, then go to the cloud flows. And this time select on the overdue loans reminder. We get to see a very similar menu. We can see before us an annotated view of the Power Automate flow details. At position 1, we can see the Power Automate product as well as the waffle, and that will take us across to other Microsoft 365 products. At 2, we can see the hamburger menu, and if we select it, it will either expand or contract. And this might take us to the home menu of Power Automate, as well as give us the ability to create new flows, either from blank or with templates. There are options to learn more about Power Automate, as well as look at any flows that you've created before moving on to Power Automate Approvals, which is a catalogue of any flow approvals that have been assigned to you or been made by you. Solutions allows you to look at solutions within your environment, and process mining allows you to view the efficiency of your flows. Beyond this, we can navigate to the AI Hub, which contains any artificial intelligence models that you've created, and you'll also get to see the activity associated with any of your desktop. The Power Platform icon allows you to navigate to other Power Platform products. At position 3, we can see that we're looking at a flow and it's called Overdue Loans Reminder. It's got a diamond to the right hand side of it, and that indicates that it uses a premium connector. The connector that we're using that's premium is the Dataverse connector. At position 4, we can see details associated with the flow. We can see that the owner is Rory Neary. We can see that the flow is currently on, when it was created, modified, and the type of flow that it is. Finally, it indicates that it runs on the licensing for the owner, myself. At position 5, we would have the opportunity to edit some of the details associated with the flow. Let's move on to position 6, the run history. And this gives us the ability to view the history of the runs that have taken place over a 28-day period. Initially, you can see the start, how long it took, and whether or not it was successful or not. And if you move to position 7, you do have the opportunity to edit the columns associated with this run history, and you might be able to see some more details, such as those associated with the triggers. At position 8, you get to see all of the runs associated with that flow, and this will take you out to a separate window to that effect. At position 9, you can see the connection references used by the flow. In this case, This flow connects to both the Dataverse connector, and because it sends out an email as part of the flow, it also uses the Office 365 Outlook connector. We can see at position 10 that Rory Neary is the only owner of this flow, and we can see that this flow is included within the school library solution. Position 12, process mining, would give us an opportunity to see how well that flow ran. And that might give us an indication of those areas where improvements might need to be made to it. Position 13 indicates there are no apps associated with this flow. It's not triggered in any way by our apps. Let's move up to position 14, edit. In many cases, this is where you'll go straight to when reviewing your flows, because in this area it will take you out to a new window, and in that area you'll be able to see the trigger for your flow as well as all of the actions associated with your flow, all of the things that it does. At position 15 we can share the flow with someone else, and this would give them the ability to edit that flow. Running across the top through to 16, we have the ability to save the flow, delete it, we can run it, we can send a copy of it to someone, we can export it, we can select on the process mining, which is the same area as on the bottom left hand side. We can see some analytics associated with the flow, and we can also turn it on or off at position 16. And to the right of that, we can select whether or not we want the repair tips to be on or off. Above position 16, we have the ability to search for flows within our environment. And at 17, we can see the environment that we're currently working in. At 18, we can see settings associated with our flow. At 19, some help areas for us. And at 20, it indicates the person that is currently logged in and looking at the flow. Finally, at 21, we can see the flow checker. This will indicate to us if there are any major issues associated with our flow. This brings us to the end of reviewing the Cloudflow details. In future lessons, we will be referring to this as well as going on to edit the flows themselves. I'll see you there.